Hello everybody, welcome to another Flaming Dice Reviews video. Today we're going to be taking a look at Concept by Repos Production. My name is Matt.
My name's Aiden.
My name's Dagan.
Repos Production you might know as the makers of Seven Wonders, of Ghost Stories, of Cash and Guns. They have a lot of great games out there, and Concept is no exception. Now, Concept is a charades type game where players take turns either by themselves or in teams acting out a word. However, unlike charades, it's done through symbols on a board. There is a tabletop video with Will Wheaton about Concept that is very interesting, and what we're going to do is we're going to take a look at what comes inside of the game, and then we're going to show a little bit about how the game plays, and then we'll meet you back here for our final thoughts. The very first thing we're going to take a look at is what comes inside of the box. And Concept is one of those games that comes with a great insert, which I always appreciate. Now, along the top you have your exclamation mark and question mark symbols, and these are used to convey ideas when you're playing the game, and we'll get into that in just a moment. The cubes as well are used for this. There are also cards that come with the game that have 9 different words or ideas on them, and those are the thoughts that you try to convey through gameplay, and you score points based on if the other people are able to get your word or not. The game also comes with these little light bulbs, these little light bulb tokens, and there are single light bulbs and double light bulbs for different points, and the game is very big on customizing how you play. It says it in the rule books that even the designers abandoned the rule system. We abandoned it after about the second or third game, but they are there in case you do want to keep score. Another thing I really like about this insert, I'll mention quickly, is that this little tray of cubes is removable. Now, Concept also comes with a rule book or a rule sheet that has how to play the game, the basic concepts of Concept, as well as a lot of different examples. And they won't be any good to you on the video here, but I'll show you how to play here in just a moment. Another really cool thing are these player guides. And these player guides, there's 4 of them. So I guess if you play with a large group, somebody's going to have to share. But they have all the symbols that are on the board and what each one of these symbols could represent during gameplay. Again, that's not going to mean much, but once we start getting into actual gameplay, it'll make more sense. Now, the coolest thing about Concept is the board itself. It has a lot of different symbols on it, and that's actually how you play. Instead of it being charades where you're acting things out, you're using the board to tell a story or to convey an idea. So let's take a look at how you play. In Concept, players or teams of players take turns drawing a card. Once they have their card, they can choose whether to do a easy, a medium, or a difficult word. Now, examples here are Crosswalk, Santa Claus, and Winemaker for easy, all the way up to difficult, which is tone it down a little bit, the Forbidden City, or Get Your Hackles Up. Those would be incredibly difficult, hence the difficulty. Now, in Concept, players use these markers, the green main concept marker, and then these sub-concept exclamation points, and they have coordinating cubes to go with them. So if your main concept is this, you can also use this to support the main concept. Use the other green cube, which matches the question mark. And then if you have a sub-concept, you can use the exclamation point and then place cubes appropriately. If there's something that's you really want to emphasize, you can tap the board, or you can put multiple cubes on one space to really emphasize it. So now I'm going to go through some examples of gameplay. We're going to start off really easy and say that you drew a card that had a ball, just a regular toy ball, as the concept you had to get across. So what you would do is you would take this green main concept or concept question mark, and you might place it on toy. Then to convey the shape, you might place a green, and again this color it coincides with the main concept here. You might place it on this round shape, and then you might place another green cube on the arm to show that you throw it. That's a pretty easy one. I think just about anybody would get that. So let's talk about something that might be a little bit more complicated. Now let's work on a little bit more of an advanced concept. We saw a simple one with the ball, so let's say now that you drew a card and you were going to go with the city of Detroit, Michigan. So our main concept is going to be a city, and it's a city that's known for making vehicles. But at this point you might not get what it is. So you might have to use a sub-concept. You might have to say, on the globe it is, or because that image there of the globe with the flag on it can represent cities or the world, or you can use your imagination, of course. But in this case we're going to say that it represents a country. And to show that, we're going to say red, white, and blue, which of course I did out of order, but you get the idea. So now we have the main concept of a city that has something to do with automobiles, and the sub-concept is red, white, and blue for the country. I think that a lot of people would get that. Let's show one more example. So just a moment ago I lifted up the deck of cards here, and I picked a card and chose one of the difficult words slash phrases from it. It happened to be Popeye, the popular cartoon character. So the way you would convey Popeye is you might start with the main concept is a male. And here we have fact or fiction, or I guess you should say historical or slash real or fictional. We'll say he is a fictional male, because if we had put this question mark here, that would be a female. So we're going to say he is a fictional male. Now that doesn't give us a whole lot to go on. So let's look at these other images. And here we have occupation. So let's add a sub-concept. His occupation is that he's a sailor. Well, now we're getting somewhere. If they're still not getting it, you might add one more sub-concept. You might say he likes to eat a food that is green and comes in a cylinder, because Popeye was always eating the spinach out of the can. So that would convey Popeye the Sailor Man. I think people would truly be amazed at how many different concepts can be conveyed with just so few symbols. And again, there's actually a lot of symbols on the board, but when you think about all the words in the English language and how difficult some of those concepts are, it really is amazing that you can put so many together with just this board. Now, a lot of the difficult ones or the difficult words and phrases are truly that. They are extremely difficult, and I can't even imagine how to get some of them across. But I've also been surprised when people have gotten ones I didn't think they would. So concept is basically just a game about building critical thinking, putting ideas together to get someone else to get your idea, to get your concept. It's a lot of fun. Welcome back, everybody. Now that we've seen what comes inside of the box and how the game plays, let's talk about our final thoughts. I love concept. It's really fun. It's really great for playing with kids. It's a great tool for helping them develop imagination and critical thinking. Plus the board game, or the board itself, just looks fantastic. It's just plain a lot of fun. What's your favorite thing about the game?
That you have like multiple difficulties.
Yep, each card has difficulty levels on it, so you can either choose to do a easy word, or a medium difficulty word, or a hard word. What was your favorite thing?
How the game like the game board itself like has the different types of symbols that really just puts your imagination to work, and you just have to think of, some cards have like the hardest things, but like your imagination just goes great with it.
Yeah, the board game, like I mentioned, is absolutely fantastic. It looks great. The symbols, to be so few, even though there's a bunch of symbols, you really can convey a lot of different types of thought and a lot of different pathways to get to an answer. It's really, really interesting. Now, one thing that's mentioned inside of the rule book, or the rule sheet I should say, is that even the developers say that the rules were made to be broken and customized. So we actually abandoned the rules as well, which they recommended on that rule sheet. The rules that it does come with for team play is a little bit hinky. We didn't really care for it. We abandoned those rules after about the second game. But I think that was part of the design, is to make the game your own, to customize the rules. I ran Concept through the Flaming Dice Review scoring system, which scores a game based on 8 categories, including artwork, accessibility. What else do we score it on? Do you know?
The
Replayability, all kinds of categories. Concept actually got a Flaming Dice Review's Editor's Choice by scoring a 92 out of 100. Absolutely great game. I especially recommend it if you have kids. If you like this video, please be sure to give it a like, subscribe to the channel, and visit the website at www.flamingdicereviews.com. We have new authors there who are writing new articles all the time, and we're working on getting more. So there's going to be a lot more content on the website from this point going forward. Well, thank you very much for watching. Bye-bye.
Bye.